Nintendo is having an announcement this Thursday that will be all about the Switch. All will be revealed. And I will actually be there at the Nintendo store on Friday to play the Switch, to actually hold it in my hands, and hopefully have a video for you guys that weekend. But before the announcement, I just wanted to really quickly recap my predictions for the Switch so we can see what I was right about and what I was oh so completely wrong about. Of course, take all of these with a grain of salt. I'm not an industry insider or anything. I'm just a guy who likes to make educated guesses. First off, price. Nintendo learned from the 3DS that charging a lot of money for a handheld could backfire. The original price for the 3DS was $250. People weren't happy about that, so just 4 months later, Nintendo dropped the price to $169.99. I believe that since the Switch is a handheld / home console hybrid that comes with a docking station, that $250 is a pretty fair price point. Not to mention the hardware that's in this thing. The Nintendo Switch is a little bit more advanced than the 3DS, and Nintendo likes to make a profit on their hardware sales. I think there will be 2 SKUs. One at the $250 price point that's bare bones. It'll have low or no storage at all and not come pre-packaged with a game unless there's some tiny games built into the system. And there will be one SKU at $300, although I did hear $315 from one of the rumor sources, but $300 sounds a little bit better. The $300 version will come with more storage and be pre-packaged with Splatoon as per the rumors. What about storage? I believe there will be some internal memory, but it will be expandable using a micro SD card. None of the rumors pointed towards a full-size SD card slot, and like I've said before, there is so much hardware packed into this thing, I'd be surprised if there was even room for a full-size SD card slot. I think there's only room for a micro SD card slot. While we're at it, it was pretty much confirmed by a company called Snakebite at CES last week that the Nintendo Switch will have a USB Type-C charge cable. It's nice to see that Nintendo isn't going with the proprietary charge cable. This also means fast charging too, so that's nice. I previously guessed that the screen was going to be a 7-incher at 1080p. I like to retract that statement, and I would now like to guess that the screen is going to be a 6 to 7-incher with multi-touch at 720p, because that's all you really need on such a small screen. The tech inside the dock will upscale it to 1080p for the TV. This was a pretty tough guess for me because they're competing against iOS devices, which have a much higher pixel density. But they also have to worry about battery life, and a 1080p screen would be a lot more taxing on the battery. Speaking of battery life, I think the battery will be documented as having 6 hours not under stress and 4 hours of heavy game time. But when it's actually in your hand, that game time is only going to be about 3 hours. That's just the way the electronics industry works. Share button. The PS4 has a dedicated share button. The Xbox One makes it very easy for you to share your gameplay. This is the age of social media, so will Nintendo play ball? Definitely not. I expect no native social media support at launch, and that means Twitch, and definitely no physical share button. Finally, we have the release date. I would think that they'd want to release this thing as late in the month of March as possible to give them more time. They're releasing it in March so that the launch still makes it into the fiscal year of 2016, because that year ends at the end of March. However, Nintendo has a knack for launching things on Fridays now, and there's rumors that there's going to be a Mario launch title, so why not March 10th? Mario Day. Get it? Mario Day? You know, there's a 10 there. We predicted launch titles for the Nintendo Switch on last week's Wulff Den Live, so if you like these sort of rumors and predictions, then I recommend you go watch that. I'll put a card up here, and it'll be timestamped so you can go right to that part of the podcast. It was right in the beginning, so if you're on mobile, you don't have to scroll through much. But it's a lot more in-depth than this. We go a lot more in-depth on some of the rumors, and we talk about why we think some of the games are going to be launch titles. It's a lot of back and forth. We came to the consensus that we'd see Splatoon, a new Mario game, Zelda, Mario Rabbids, whatever that game's going to be called, and maybe Mario Kart 8 or 9, whatever the hell that is. But there are more games we talk about, and we give a lot of reasons, so go watch that. So that's it. You will be able to see the Nintendo Switch event live right here at 11 p.m. Eastern Time with us on Thursday. We will be streaming it live with Fanatics 4, and our big dumb faces will be on screen giving commentary over the whole thing. And stay tuned this weekend or early next week for my hands-on with the Switch, which I am amped about. So what do you guys think about these rumors and speculation You think I'm right? Don't leave a comment on Friday being like, oh, you got all these wrong. Actually do. Who cares? Do it. Let me know if you agree with me or not, or what you think some of the rumors I left out. Leave it in the comments below. Add me on Twitter, all of the social media garbage. Don't forget about the art over on the Shoddycast YouTube channel, which is now, they're playing around with the schedule, so they snuck one out on Saturday, and we're still screwing with it. So subscribe over there to keep seeing the art. And of course, if you want to help us out, the most important things that you could do is subscribe and share this video with a friend who is amped about the Switch and wants to be amped with me. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week. Oh, I got a new camera. Did you notice the camera's... well, it's not new. It's the same camera. Forget it. You don't need to know that.